yes.
Are we clear on your end?
Perfectly fine. All is well on my side.
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. Aye, finally. God is good, man.
The long wait.
Hey. Yeah, hey. But are you well, my brother?
Huh?
Are you well? How are you doing? Are you well?
I'm okay, man. I'm okay. As okay as we can be. Hey, it's
You know,
rough, eh?
for this life, I was thinking during the week about, I was just going through some hymns, and I thought, hey, Gakeesi came to my mind immediately. So I thought, hey, what if I go live on Saturday and we just talk about hymns, inspirational stuff, what inspires you, and also looking at the war. I'm not sure, but I think it might be possible. I haven't done any research, so I don't have knowledge about this. But during World War II, I'm sure a lot of hymns were written during that time. So maybe we'll get more hymns that will be written now during this war. If it becomes World War III, you never know.
It's possible. It's
Yeah,
possible. It's possible. Yeah, you
just
you
something.
know.
What's that, my brother?
No, I was just saying, it's quite interesting how hymns come to be. Um, well, if you take songs in general, I don't know if I'm going too far, too fast.
Oh, no, no,
but
no.
there's this thing of hymns being an expression of thought, that's birthed by circumstance or condition.
Yes.
So certain people will relate to certain songs because they relate to that condition, you know. So, for example, a parent will relate to a birth song because they know the joy of birth. Of course, they don't remember their birth, but they remember the birth of this thing that they. I mean, a perfect example would be, it's not a hymn, but Stevie Wonder's "Isn't She Lovely?" I don't know if you know the song.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
that song, brother. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? Something like that.
that's the one. He wrote that song when his daughter was born. Uh, if you look at the first stanza, apparently when the story is quite unclear to me, but all I know is he wrote it when the daughter was born. So it says, "Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought through love would make something as pretty as she." Something along those lines, you know.
Yeah,
So
something.
so Stevie Wonder's song is birthed by this condition, circumstance. Of course, it's not circumstance, but this happening has birthed the necessity to song. So a lot of songs are coupled, or at least this condition underpins a lot of songs that we and singing.
I'm sorry to
Yeah,
mention you know the song Because He Loves.
yeah,
Because He Loves Face Tomorrow. Because He Loves.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
the song was written
yeah.
by friend Gloria Gaither, and she mentions on one of the
Yes.
videos that they wrote it while she was pregnant with her daughter. And when she gave birth, that's when she penned the verse, "How sweet to hold a newborn baby." It
Ah,
corresponds with the feeling Mary must have felt when Christ was born. So she relates automatically to that. Only the difference between her and Mary is Mary is holding the King of Kings.
yeah,
So she's
yeah,
how
yeah.
sweet to hold a newborn baby. Hey, that's one of my favorite songs because of that reason.
Yeah, and you know, singing songs without their condition um, is like saying words that don't make sense because you're not getting. I mean, when you read a book, for example, you're not only trying to understand the book, you're trying to understand what got the author to write the book, right? So when Chinua Achebe writes Things Fall Apart, you want to understand what caused Chinua Achebe to write Things Fall Apart and for him to communicate these thoughts in this particular way, right? And so even when you sing a song, um, it is essential that you find that, right? Um, I'll give you an example that reality for us, especially in Africa, when mostly in Africa, when struggle songs are sung. Let's give an example. There's this song in Sarafina, "Freedom is Coming Tomorrow," right? Um, if you don't understand the South African colonial condition, um, of course, including apartheid. If you don't understand that condition, that song won't mean much to you, right? It just has a
Yeah.
nice rhythm. It's just the beat with words. But if you understand what brought a person to have this hope, this burning hope that freedom is coming tomorrow, then the song becomes a song. Because not only does it communicate through its rhythm and through its melody, it also communicates through its condition, you know, and through its message. So when we sing hymns, I'll give an example. There's a hymn, very famous hymn. Why am I forgetting its name? It's number 34 in Christ in Song. It's When Peace Like a River. Apparently, the writer of the song, Horatio Spafford, if I'm not wrong, he was quite an affluent businessman, and he was supposed to go to a vacation with his family, so his wife and I think his two daughters, if I'm not wrong. So this happens, and then his business is burned down, right? So the family goes. The agreement is, let me stay behind, deal with the businesses. You guys go ahead, I'll meet you there. So they go. He receives a telegram. So this is when social media and all media was still quite behind. He receives a telegram from his wife. It says something along the lines of "only survivor," just a few words. Only to find out that the boat sunk and his two daughters died. His wife survived. And so he goes on a boat trip. He has lost his businesses. He has lost his daughters. And he goes on a boat ride, and then it's announced that this is the place where there was a boat sinking. And so, because this is the place where he experienced loss, words come to him: when peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrow like billows roll, whatever thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. Now, when you sing the song without the condition, you can hear the words, yes, it is well with my soul, but it may suggest to you that everything is okay, everything is I've forgotten the English saying, but everything is well. But the condition dictates that it is well, even though it is not well. I don't know. The song is paradoxical in itself, right? It suggests that everything is not well. It's like Jeremiah's Lamentations. the book is full of pain, it's full of sorrow, it's full of anguish, it's full of depression, one would say. And then in the center of it all, Jeremiah has this continuous hope and understanding of God's renewal of his mercies. And even in the song, there's this pain surrounding the whole song. But at the center of it all, he says, it is well with my soul. You know, so for me, songs carry condition, as I said. Music is a language. You know, we don't just sing.
Yeah.
You don't just sing. I'll give an example. If we, how do I put it? There's certain music that some of us can relate to, and some music that we cannot relate to, mostly because we can relate to the condition, right? So I'll give an example. A lot of us can relate to jazz. Now, we may not know why, but it's mostly, to a certain extent, it's birthed out of black pain.
Sorry, just to interrupt you there. My roommate Carl, he introduced me to Gregory Porter. He also sings jazz. But there's this one song, Take Me to the Alley. Take Me to the Alley. Let me just Google the words quickly. But the context of that song, if it's basically a community who is waiting for this guest. He's probably like a celebrity or something. But this guest, so what they're doing is they are making their homes nice. They're making everything nice. But this does not care about them making their homes nice and so forth. But instead, he wants to be with the afflicted ones. So he's coming to this city or this town, not to be with people who present themselves as rich or whatever, but he's coming to this city or this area or this town or whatever to be with the afflicted ones. So he says, "Take me to the alley. Take me to the alley." Let me just get the words for you quickly.
Yes.
Let me just get the lyrics. It's a beautiful song, and he has a beautiful voice. You know him, man, the guy with the things that cover his ear.
The Cooper
ears.
I don't know what you call it.
That guy.
Call it
Yeah. So sorry. Let's go like this. Well, they build their houses in preparation for the king. So the guest they're waiting for is basically the king. So he continues to say, and they line the sidewalks with every sort of shiny thing, but they will be surprised when they hear him say, "Take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost." It almost sounds as if he's about Jesus, but it's not a gospel song, but it sounds that way.
But it's something
continue.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I love how you brought that up, because there's music that comes out of black pain, right? There's music that comes out of the expansion of empires, right? As empires grow, there's certain music that sort of answers this growth. There are certain music, I don't know, you've heard folk songs, European folk songs. There's music that links a person to their heritage, right? And this goes either way. Now, the reason I'm saying this is music stands in a very interesting position. It's not just, okay, so firstly, it has this social presence where every single event is marked with music, right? There's music for the birth of a child. There's music for marriage. There's music for coming of age. There's music for celebration. There's music for sorrow. There's music for death. Right? That's why you'll find cases where when a certain hymn is sung, people will ask the question, why are you singing a funeral hymn in church? Because of this association, this marking. But also, music stands as a communicator. So you will find, now this is just in general, right? Before we get to hymns. You'll find that there are people who are, I'll give an example. There's a gentleman called Sepotsola. I think he passed away. He has this song. He says, even if you turn, this is a translation, of course, even if you turn your back on Africa, you will never be a white person. You will never be a Chinese person. You'll never be a Black American. You'll always, no matter what,